Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Talented Learning Demonstration Series. This is my favorite series of content because we get to travel the world virtually and meet with the best learning systems organizations. And today's no different. We're meeting with the folks from Propelr, and they're going to tell us all about their newly branded learning solution. Propelr folks, Gil, Scott, take it away. It's all yours. Tell us what we need to know.
Oh, John, thank you so much. Like John said, my name is Gil Williams. I have the pleasure of partnering with our team and our clients in the market and just seeing what we can do from our learning platform to help organizations serve their communities. Here at Propelr, we're a learning platform that helps launch workforces, helps them to move forward and continue to grow in their careers. So really excited for the conversation today, John. You've been a phenomenal partner to us, so we appreciate our work with you and your what you do to help elevate what we do for our clients as well. I am joined.
Thanks.
He hates it when I say this, but I'm going to say it anyways. But I'm joined by my designated smart guy. He makes me look good. He makes us all look good here at Propelr. So Scott Foster here is our technical regional VP of sales. He's going to help me out walking through the platform. So I'm very excited. Scott, go ahead and introduce yourself.
And sound smart.
I will do my best. It's hard to live up to that. But hi, everybody. I'm Scott Foster. So I've been with this organization for, over a decade, have a lot of experience just in learning and development, and spent a lot of that time really leading our operational team and working with each of our customers of, trying to maximize, what is the latest and greatest from L&D best practices, how we're going to maximize our tools, and ultimately what each customer is going to look to accomplish within our system. But as Gil said, I'm excited to be on this conversation to show you what we've been up to and to showcase some different solutions today. So thanks so much, John, for having us.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's learn all about your organization and see a good demo. I've seen one recently, and I'm excited for everybody else to get a chance to look at it also. So let's get going.
Yeah, let's do it. So before we get into the actual demo itself, so Propelr, we've actually, although it's a new brand, to your point, John, we are very excited to go into this next stage of our journey. But we have actually been around since 2008. And we've done phenomenal work for organizations across multiple segments and sectors, from the Garmins of the world into restaurant, retail, hospitality, and manufacturing as well. And so we are a learning agnostic system, but at the end of the day, we know what we do really well, and we help organizations move forward. And Propelr is a learning platform that moves with your organization, right? And so who we focus on is going to be a lot of manufacturing. It's going to be restaurant, retail, hospitality, the tech and software spaces as well, for organizations that have dynamic workforces and people who need to know processes for safety components and to get the best outcome, as well as people who are invested in their own personal growth, and they can get that through our system in a succinct way. And so as you can see here, when we land on the platform, what we have in store for you today is we're going to go through some learner examples. We're also going to go through what some of the listeners here may care about most, is how do we actually put some of these strategies into action and support our people through the system and the admin functions as well. And so we're going to talk through a lot of those use cases and how you can be successful within our system. But as you can notice, we really focus on a platform that is clean and directionally focused. We've all seen systems that can just get paralysis by analysis when you log in. We don't want people to feel overwhelmed. We want them to feel like they can accomplish their goals in a really succinct and easy way the moment they log in, and they know how to be successful when they log in. So we're landed here on a learner dashboard. What you're gonna find as we pivot into the admin flow as well is that even admins, from one login, they have their learner view, and then they can pivot into their teams that they manage or managing the actual programs themselves from one simple place, which is very powerful. But on this dashboard, we want you to feel exactly like you know what you can do to see how you can be successful, but also what are the development opportunities that I have as a professional within our organization. So everything on this dashboard, from my courses, here's what's currently assigned to me. If you have multiple things assigned to you, it's going to organize by due date too, so that you are focused on the most applicable item at that time. We also have our notifications tab. This is a way that you can create community across your organization. It's an online bulletin board, if you will. The beautiful thing is that you can push out messages site-wide or segment those by groups as well. This is really powerful, especially in the manufacturing space that may have different brands underneath one company, or even in the restaurant space, same thing, different brands, one company, and you want to be able to nurture those brands individually as well as make them feel a part of the broader organization too. As we scroll down here, we do support a lot of really fun things to create engagement within your learning. So one of those examples is going to be our badging system here. So we do have gamification and a gamification engine built into the system, whether it be badges and using our badging library or customize your own because your learning is unique to you. We have leaderboard functionality. We've got simulation functionality built into the system, as well as certifications of pathways built into it, right? And so we want to make learning, yes, consistent and a structured methodology, but how do we use some of these things to create engagement as well as individualization along that learning pathway as well? And we're going to show you some really cool ways that we do that. Within this certification hub, it's a really powerful tool. On the dashboard here, you can see how at a glance what I've done to feel accomplishment in my learning pathway. I can toggle through the multiple certification pathways or just learning pathways that I'm assigned to. I can even click those three dots and expand and see at a more detailed level. And we're going to show you that along this demo flow as we go through it as well. And the last little bit here that I want to showcase on this dashboard is our resource library widget. This is a little bit of a hint and a teaser into the fact that you've heard me say learning platform, and that's very intentional. I don't want you thinking Propelr is just an LMS. I also don't want you thinking we're just an authoring tool or just a CRM for a content management tool, right? And so we are a learning platform. It's a suite of best-in-class learning technologies all in under one roof that you can use to make your learning platforms powerful and unique. And so this resource library is a hint into that content management system to where you can have all of your documentation, all of the right resources, videos, documents, links to YouTube, or any files that could be external of your system that you can have curated to that person so that it's specific to the resources that they need to be most successful. So as you can see, and as I mentioned, right, this is going to be different how you can organize that in different boxes and different folder systems, different file types as well. But all of these resources for you admins, these can be attached to learning outcomes too. So these resources can be repurposed in your activities of the actual courses, but we want to keep them here too because that learner doesn't want to have to go retake a whole course to be able to access them. They can have all of this at their fingertips, almost as a knowledge vault, so that you can, create that legacy system. You don't have to be worried about turnover or anything of that nature. You can store that here as a knowledge vault, attach it to learning outcomes, and learners can have this at their fingertips. And it's the information that's applicable to them and them being successful in their role. It's not a one-size-fits-all sort of environment here. All right, perfect. So we're going to get into the remainder of the system, but quickly as I navigate up top, as you can see, it's really easy to navigate through the system. We were just on the dashboard. We're now in the fourth tab there in the resources tab, but we have everything from our courses to discussions. And I'm excited to talk to you about our discussions thread because this is our collaborations feature in the system to create community discussions, learning in professional communities where we can learn together. Obviously, every learner is going to get their own reports. Admins and managers get a higher level of reports, whether that be through our native reporting systems or we have robust technology through integrations into the most powerful business intelligence tools for data and analytics. Because as we all know, data is king for us to ensure that we're getting the most out of these learning programs as well. And the last toggle there that I want to highlight is that course catalog. So we do support internal and extended enterprise use case functionality. So whether you want to create a free flow academy feel type of learning environment for your internal folks where they can sign up for any learning opportunities that you are going to present them with, or maybe you want to have a customer education or partner education programs. You can push these through this e-commerce functionality or this self-registration model that can be whether behind a login or in front of a login, and they can sign up for these different learning programs themselves. Learning programs that we support within this can be either completely asynchronous, but we know that online learning isn't the only medium or formula. We definitely support a hybrid learning experience, whether it be a mix of online as well as maybe live events and in person, or maybe it's a virtual training that you want people to register for as well. We can support those registrations, track attendance, all within this one system and ecosystem. Very powerful tool. All righty. I'm going to pivot back in. I want to get right into the courses themselves. So we went ahead and clicked on the My Courses tab here, and you can see everything from the courses you're currently assigned to. You can see what's been archived. We can also see the live events, as I was mentioning, from that e-commerce storefront page there. See any live event that's currently in our learning flow. Because we know that you're not just going to learn online. You may have some in-person discussions that you have with a mentor, a subject matter expert, or as a cohort of learners coming together. I can track that in one easy place so they can be seamless from my calendar as well as my learning calendar here too. But let's go ahead and get back into my courses. What we're going to jump into is a simulation of a welcome aboard course. We all know the most important part of a learning journey for an employee is that first part, that first welcome aboard. How do I make them feel like they're empowered and they're welcomed into our community? So we need to create a clear and powerful experience, welcoming them in so they know, and we're setting the expectations and them all on the path of success. So we went ahead and launched in this course. One of the first things I want to point out is the fact that we didn't open up new tabs in Windows. John, I'm sure you've seen a ton of these that can definitely cause a lot of confusion of where do I go next, right? Paralysis by analysis. And so we definitely want to keep it a clean user and learner experience. So we click a button, we launch straight into that in one environment.
That's good.
Thank you. Thank you. As far as the layout goes here, this should seem pretty similar. We want to keep it consistent across learning tech as well as be a little bit unique to us. And so what we have here is when we clicked into this course, we have one step with a series of activities underneath this. What you're going to see when we get into the actual authoring tools that we have native into the system is that you can create as many steps and as many activities as you want. You have the options to do that. And then the different activity types is robust, whether it be viewing videos or documents. So videos, MP4s, or maybe I want to embed public available links like on YouTube. I found a great TED Talk I want my people to go through in their onboarding process. I can do that. Like I said, documents, whether it be PDF, PowerPoints, Word documents, I can store and have here in my system as well. If these ever get updated, you can version control those and cascade those across all the learning programs that they may be attached to. This activity in particular is a common use case practice in an onboarding that we see. I need them to go through an employee handbook or code of conduct. I need you to sign off that you went ahead and read that for compliance purposes as well. So we're able to accomplish that here in our sign-off acknowledgement activity formula here as well. That same sort of functionality here is creating forms and surveys. I delegate those as individual things because we want to allow people to both provide public, yes, I want to tie my name to that feedback, but also maybe I want to remain anonymous in an education or a course feedback scenario for a survey. So you have that ability to build your own forms and surveys in our tool sets, push that out to your learners, whether it be all or segment them by cohort or classes. And the last activity that is a differentiator for sure is that community-based learning, right? We're in a weird environment of learning and corporate America today, where people are segmented. We're in our rooms, we're in our houses, right? But we still want to feel part of a community. Well, this allows us, this is our collaborations feature that can be completely external and in a chat collaborations discussion thread, or it's a required activity in a learning flow. We're simulating a fun kind of icebreaker scenario here for new hires, but we also see this as a powerful tool for, let's say, future leadership cohorts or social groups. Maybe it's general managers across a restaurant group that we want to have in one community to ask and share best practices and learn together in a community. It's definitely a very powerful tool to create engagement, create individualization, as well as continue to move on my own time and flow through this learning flow too. So I'm not just locked into a place and time. I can engage with people on my own time as well. So we go ahead and complete all of that. we're 100% away complete with this course. If I wasn't, it's going to prompt me back. Here is what's left to do. Do you want to take that now or later? Right. So little things like that dripped into the overall experience so that we can increase our completion rates of these courses as well. But we're awesome, John. We went ahead and completed this so we can exit this course. And what you're going to notice is that it automatically sent us back into my courses. And if you remember, just had the welcome aboard course there. It automatically pivoted me out from what's a one-to-many course for everyone across the organization and pushed me into my individual learning pathway based on where I fall within the organization. So I'm a sales rep at Propelr. I'm pushed into both the Propelr sales rep onboarding as well as the Salesforce training to kick off my specific role-based training. So this is why it's not a one-size-fits-all. We can support both linear and dynamic learning pathways within our system. And so as we open this up, you're seeing a little bit more robust course here in catalog. We also have locked steps and activities within this flow as well. So you can create, hey, I want them to going through this particular sequence because I know that this is best practice in learning this to get the best outcome, right? So a lot of different ways in which we can develop and create really, really powerful learning programs. I'm going to kick it to Scott because he's seen this in action with some of our best in class clients, and I'm going to kick it to him to talk through some of these channels as well, and we're going to dive into how we can have some powerful. Maybe it's not just learning asynchronous on my own time. Maybe it's not a live event, but I also want to go through a workflow component in this, so it's me and a partner and a subject matter expert going through these courses as I go through too. So Scotty, when you have a moment, go ahead and walk us through these examples.
Yeah, absolutely. And just again, jumping off of, what we just went through, that is so common of what we try to, push our customers to lean into is drip content out. Nobody wants to have that feeling of you jump into your training assignments and I see 10 courses, I see 20 courses that are assigned to me. So what we're looking to do is to build pathways to guide somebody to what is the next step. So this course that we're looking at right here, it's built with the same tools. We're going to start looking at this in just a moment of how are these being created? What does our course builder tool sets look like? Everything is now set up the same. We're now just tapping into different activities. This is a more robust flow. In this example, in this sales onboarding, it's going to go through a 4-week practice. I'm walking steps, so I can't progress forward. I can't skip ahead. So building more of that structured path. And then what's also going on behind the scenes here is this is set up as a workflow. And this really taps into some uniqueness about our course building tool sets that a lot of our customers are taking advantage of. And by that, that's allowing multiple ways to track, is somebody proficient at what we're training them to do? And we're going to give more than one person ultimate responsibility for checking that, for validating that. So we can have instructor sign-offs, we can have supervisor comments and feedback based on the things that I'm doing. So I'm going to go through some quick examples of that and then look at this from a manager's viewpoint of how they can see this information. So rather than going through 4 weeks of sales onboarding, as much as we'd all love that, I am going to do some quick movie magic, and voila, I have another person who is a little bit further ahead in their onboarding. So here I have Austin. Austin is on our sales team, and he is in week 3 of onboarding. So as you can see, he's progressed forward. He's completed his next set of tasks. But the reason why I stopped on this one is this is one of those workflow activities that I was just describing. In week 3, Austin needs to know, he's learning about our product, he's learning about our markets, but he needs to know how to demo our solution and demo our products. Before he's doing this with prospects and with real customers, we want to create a safe fail environment for him to practice this. And then not only get practice, but have coaching and feedback along the way. So Austin was given this assignment okay, go ahead and practice this. So I've kind of learned from an expert how this is done. And he's taken his first attempt, getting the jitters out. And then he's getting coaching and feedback. So in this case, I know the system, I know how we're going to demo it. So I've gone in and I've given Austin feedback, but I haven't moved him along yet. So I still have the opportunity of saying, actually, we need to redo this. We miss a couple of our really key value propositions in this segment. So one of those examples of building in feedback loops and, making sure that somebody's getting that practice along the way. Gil, is there anything that you'd want to add to that?
No, but why is this important, right? I think that why this is important is because, again, to what Scott mentioned, people need safe fail environments to go out and test and try. I think that's not something that's been adopted well in our environment or society in a strong way. We today we're being asked to do a lot of things that we haven't done before, right? We're asking employees, we're asking our colleagues to try new things. Well, for a lot of people, that can be really scary. And so what we want to do is create environments where you can interact with the experts that you have in-house and create tools where we can utilize that expertise without having to go buy off the shelf content that's not really built for me. But how can we utilize the expertise and the knowledge that we have in-house to create really impactful experiences to drive community and also productivity at the same time? And so we see this commonly in sales practices. We just see this commonly in manufacturing processes, but also even in customer service and front facing, like in the restaurant space. How do I practice taking an order? It's a really impactful way that I can shorten that window of training timeline, but also make them feel confident that they can go out and be successful. So it's a benefit for both the organization and the individual going through the training.
Nice.
All right. So in the exact same type of concept, I want to just pull over one other learner use case. So this is a workflow. We're now going to pivot into looking at more common scenarios that we might see with manufacturing and how workflows can be leveraged in that type of training segment. So obviously layout and flow through this is looking very similar to what we were just looking at. So I have a forklift operator. They're going through their segments of their training. And what we see right here is a couple of activities. There are different statuses on them. They were asked to submit a practice incident report. So again, if something is actually going to happen, that's going to be part of my responsibility of documenting it. Let's do that during training. Make sure that we're doing it right. What I wanted to just give a little bit of use case and demo from in this experience is now taking and tracking an experience log based on my role assignment. So we're asking this forklift operator, okay, you have to complete your training requirements. You have to get your 80% on your assessment. You're going to complete these modules, learn about safety, et cetera, et cetera. And also along the way of your onboarding, every week you're going to submit 10 hours of experience. I might submit these 1 hour at a time, 2 hours at a time, but I have to document my logs of moving through these segments. So this is in a status where I've already submitted it. It looks like I forgot to submit some of my documentation with this. So actually, I'm asked to submit an image or a video. So this is a scenario where the employee is responsible for doing these tasks of, okay, I have to get these hours as part of my onboarding experience, but I'm going to log them in the system because all of our training evidence, the end goal, regardless of market segment, is we want to have everything collected into one system, into one flow. So that way, when we're at the end of this and we do complete and certify somebody, we have proof. We have proof of what they did along the way. I'm not going to show it, but another common scenario with this exact same function is where we're asking their instructor or their supervisor to go in and document the experience log on behalf of them. So not just be the approver, but go ahead and log it. And then, as you can see right here, this whole section is concluded with a final evaluation. The way that this is commonly set up is there's no input from, in this case, our new hire or our person going through this training. This is input from their instructor. This is input from their supervisor is going to go through a checklist. Did they do their safety precautions? Did they do this and did they do that? And what am I observing? And ultimately complete that and conclude that with a pass fail. Did they pass the entire thing? And having that input as well go into, are they certified to do this?
So powerful tools from evaluation checklist to performance evaluations along the way and proficiency scales. We can push those into the system really effectively. Or training internal of your organization, or maybe like in the restaurant space, I got to go get food safety license as well. I can upload that documentation and I can have that central repository here rather than asking my GMs or my staff to email me and I got to track that in all different places. We have one place where they can send and provide that feedback here and in the learning step along the way.
Cool. Comprehensive.
All right.
Perfect.
So for the next sections of things that we just want to go through, some of our tool sets is tapping into administration. How are these things built? What does this look like? So we're going to really kind of focus on our course builder tool set, some of the options of, those use cases that we are just looking at, how you have access to those. When we're in any sites, I do want to point this out that we do have language translation services, so you can, translate your experiences from a site perspective, from a content perspective. Obviously, that's really important. That's really key with diverse workforces. But what we're going to do, we're going to have some fun. We're going to jump into AI course building. So we're obviously, as part of our strategy, we are focused, and we've been focused for quite some time, and leveraging AI across a lot of different use cases within our tool sets. I'm going to walk through an example of going through some quick prompts. I'm going to take our associate handbook that we went through in that welcome aboard section of onboarding not too long ago. I'm going to take that document. I'm actually going to ask the system, help me break this up into micro learning. So what I have right here is a section to where I can upload files. This might be a PowerPoint. It's a standard operating procedure PDF document, zip files with maybe some assets I already have, and then feed this a prompt. So what am I looking to create in this scenario? So again, as I mentioned, I want to take that that associate handbook. I want to create some content from this. So hey, build me a 3-step course following the outline of the attached associate handbook, and let's go ahead and press forward. If I want to attach some additional assets to this, I absolutely can. But what we're looking at right here is this is an integration with AI tool sets built into a very specific flow. We know how our courses are built using steps and activities, and we're going to leverage the power of using AI to help us not only build outlines and build structures, but even generate content for us as well. So from those very quick sections and quick actions, I'm getting a preview of how it's interpreting those prompts, how it's interpreting. Gave it that document. I asked it to follow the outline. I give it a prompt of exactly what I'm looking to do. And this is a preview that followed that really well. Now it is AI. Maybe I want to try again because I want it to reinterpret that. But I'm actually pretty happy with this first attempt at that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit create course. And then when I hit review and publish, this is now taking me directly into our course builder toolset, where I already have that outline created for me. I have these steps created for me on the left. I have activities that are set up for me, and they're even AI generated activities. So this is our course builder toolset. We're going to spend some time exploring this a little bit so we get an understanding of some of the opportunities that we have within this. But the tool sets are very, very simple to use. Just key basics, we can add steps and activities to our flow. So over on the left, I have the outline. So when we're going through the sales onboarding, when we were going through the forklift training and we saw those sections on the left, that's the steps right here. And then in the middle section, this is where we're defining what is the activity, how do we want to present this training. And as I hit add activity, this is a list of some of our activities. This is by no means all of our activities. And this is some of the activities that we can pull in to build training curriculums in a lot of different ways, whether this is micro learning from a couple quick videos, a knowledge check, maybe a survey, to building kind of robust onboarding workflows. So as I start pulling in, maybe I want to add on to this structure that was already built for me. And now I'm incrementally adding content. So I pulled over our assessment builder. Actually, I want to add a quiz right here. So we have tools to do that. I can create a quiz. I can pull from my existing library, or now even at this segment, I still want to use AI. Actually, but I just want to use AI in this very specific segment. So I want to skip the steps of writing all the questions and like the correct answers, or especially like the incorrect answers for the distractors. And I'd prefer just to use AI to say, here's my document, like help me create 5 question, 10 question knowledge check based on this. So that's a repeated theme with everything that we're doing here is you obviously have the opportunity to create everything manual, but we're going to give you AI assistance to really help you skip some steps, and you can be the editor of what the AI is able to generate for you.
So as you can see, we're really hyper focused on functional use of AI. We're not just embedding it just to say we're an AI powered platform, right? We're an AI platform that helps power people, right? And so at the end of the day, we want to get functional use out of our tool set. So whether I'm using the AI to start and break through the paralysis of creating courses, to create assessments, to add users, add groups, I can do that in a really succinct way. So you're going to see a lot of AI releases in our roadmap for the foreseeable future. And even in tools like our new, very excited about showcasing this tool. This is our new page builder tool to be able to create not only courses or pathways, but also create content into the system in a really, really easy way. So I can, again, utilize my subject matter expertise that I already have on staff and in-house to take that and create impactful learning that is easy to consume and easy to create through our tool sets. Whether I'm creating manually, whether I'm using AI to create this, I can do that all in the platform in a really succinct manner. So what's been powerful, John, is we've been chatting, right? Scott's sitting here in the background utilizing this, and in minutes he can create content, he can create courses and push this out, create it on the left and preview it on the right of what the learners are going to see. And we can push this out. So whether it be product knowledge training, process documentation, maybe a new menu update that's an in time, in the moment learning that I need to quickly create and push out, I can utilize these tool sets and not get stuck and bogged down by complicated processes or technology in one platform, one environment. I can push this out, create and educate in one swoop.
Love it.
Awesome. Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and push forward here into some of these things from course building into, whether it be, outside of here, I can manage my tasks. I can manage my attendance as a manager for those live events. I can create pathways. So what you're going to see coming down the line in our roadmap is everything from, yes, certification pathways, but how do I create in a really succinct way what we call our personal learning pathway? It's going to be released later this year. So keep your eyes out for that, as we call it the PLP, or the personal learning pathway. So you can go out and create both linear or dynamic learning pathways with branching built into that. And so we understand that individualization and personalization is key to performance. But how do you do that at scale? And technology is really, it hasn't been there yet to do this. And we are focused on individualization to ultimately help people and businesses grow and reach their goals. And so we're excited for those releases as well coming down the line. And so, Scott, I'm not sure if there's anything else here you're wanting to showcase on this tool set, but if not, let's get into some of the analytical components of our platform. So we do have native reporting built into our platform. So you're going to get hundreds of native reports that have already built into here. So any data point that you're looking to accomplish, you absolutely can have access to. But I want to showcase one of our clients that we love. They're near and dear to our heart because we all want to grow mentally stronger. And MindView is one of those people that are mission driven in helping individuals achieve their goals and be mentally strong and healthy in a really great way. And they utilize our tool to create truly dynamic learning pathways for every single learner. And so they go through an assess, remediate, assess proficiency model, and they use our platform and the skills and competency based models that we have to create dynamic learning pathways. But what we want to showcase is their unique way of using our data analytics engine through some of our BI integrations to create a dashboards and reporting that is easy to consume, but also shows the growth of those individuals and teams along the way. And so they're using this in a really great way to be able to showcase, hey, where is someone at? And now where are they? right? And how have they grown along that? And so we're in a really simple way through our business intelligence integrations, I can navigate both from a personal growth and even into team comparisons as well of how my team's doing with their mental strength, what courses have they taken. And so these sorts of tool sets aren't just for, this sort of use case for growth and skill models, but also we have a lot of individuals with complex work organizations that just need to understand their engagement, their compliance status, or their current, where is everyone at in their learning programs. We can easily do that and dissect a lot of data in a succinct way through these reporting capabilities as well. And
Nice.
there's so much that we can keep showing you, but I think that this is a great stopping point of what we do best. But the great thing about what Propelr is learning continues to evolve, right? Learning is evergreen. I stole that from Scotty years ago. Learning is evergreen. So we want to make sure that we are growing and evolving along every single client. So it is not a one size fits all. It's not a drop it keys over the fence experience that you get with Propelr. We really want to be a partner alongside you, understand what your goals are for your people and your organization, and let's curate the platform to that experience to get the best outcome. And we're going to be with you along every step of the way too. And so you have your direct support, you have names that you can call, and we want to help you achieve those goals. So thank you so much, John, for allowing us to showcase what we do, not from a technology perspective, but also the people that power the technology at the end of the day as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you, Scott, Gil. It was a thorough presentation, and it's nice to see the product continuing to evolve. It is, as you describe, I think, really nice and clean. It's simple to use and straightforward, but hidden behind that, there's a lot of power in different aspects of the administration and the reporting and the content creation process. And so all that's really nice, and love to see the steps that you're taking forward. It looks like it's more and more applicable to more and more situations, and I especially love the internal, external, extended enterprise part of that, as certainly a lot of organizations are going to that holistic approach. So you're ready on the receiving side of that. So thanks very much for coming in and giving us an update on your solution and your new branding, and congratulations on all that as you hit the marketplace. Listeners, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Talented Learning Demonstration Series. This is why it's my favorite series of content. You can see stuff here that you just can't see anywhere else. And I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, John. Thanks, everybody.